Ba, ba, ba. Black Philip Stiff, you are wicked.
Does he really speak to thee?
This wilderness will not consume us.
Who's there?
You've cursed this family.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Critic and Fan, and we're here reviewing the movie VV Itch.
The Witch.
No, it's VV Itch.
They don't know how to spell W.
Look at that poster board. It is VV Itch. With The Witch, we get a dark tale from the 1600s New England where a family is basically, they're just experiencing creepy, crazy, witchcraft-ish stuff.
It's in New England?
In the wood. Yeah, it is.
They never actually say it in the film. They never say where they are.
That's true, huh? They never actually say. Huh. Well, I mean, in the film synopsis, it says New England. But yeah, they didn't tell you. But anyways. So they experience a bunch of creepy stuff happening in the woods. And, you know, I was pretty excited to see this movie. We saw the trailer a couple days ago. And it looked like a very dark tale. It seemed like a very mysterious tale about, you know, this family that was just dealing with a whole bunch of craziness that's happening around them. After watching this movie, it's not what I expected. I was expecting the family to be terrorized by a whole bunch of acts that were happening around them.
Yeah,
and
like...
yeah, well, I was expecting it to be more, like maybe not every 5 minutes, but just every at least 10, 15 minutes. But this movie drags on for a while, but I wouldn't say drag on in a bad way. I would say, if I were to compare this movie to, I would say it's sort of similar to The Shining and maybe The Babadook, in the sense that you just basically, it's a psychological horror film movie. They start off normal, and as things start to happen to them, you get to see them go in this downward spiral. And that is, you know, it was not what I expected, but once I realized what I was getting myself into, you know, it was pretty good.
It did start off really slow, but what I really liked about this film, it was super creepy. Like all the way through, I just felt creeped out. Just looking at everything, all the different imagery going on throughout. Like, I was creeped out. I felt cold. Of course, I didn't have a jacket with me at the time, so that might have been part of it.
Well, the AC was pretty...
It was pretty creepy in there.
Yeah, the thing about this movie is that the scare factor, there's no jump scares. It's
oh,
not...
Yes, I love that fact there are no jump scares.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm getting sick of them, and they didn't do any, so I thought that was really, really cool. And it was still creepy without jump scares, I think, which helped.
Yeah, well, in the beginning of the movie, I was kind of bracing myself for certain scenes, like, okay, because the music swells up a lot, and you're kind of like, alright, there's going to be a jump scare, and then it doesn't happen, you're like, oh. You kind of feel dumb for a second. You're just kind of like, oh, just, alright, just, okay, yeah. You know, that's what I liked about this movie, is that there's no reliance on jump scares whatsoever. The scare factor really is just on the creepy things that happen, but it's not really... How should I say it? Hold on a sec.
It's a weird character-driven film.
No, that's not what I want to say.
That's all I want to say. It's a weird character-driven film.
The things that happen in this movie, I wasn't really scared. It's the realism of this movie that's scary.
Yeah.
Largely in part with the characters. The characters are really good, actually. The acting was very phenomenal. The dad, he's got a voice like Vin Diesel, I think, basically.
Oh, his voice is like really like, it's like a deep baritone that, you know, that could compete with Benedict Cumberbatch.
He was really good. The mother, she was phenomenal. The main daughter, the older daughter, she had some good scenes where she had to show a lot of emotion. The young boy, I mean, he was okay.
He was creepy.
He was
that creepy little twerp.
Well, that one scene he was in that we won't spoil for you guys, that was creepy. I will give you that. But for the rest of the movie, he was okay. He was passable. The witch in this movie, if we had to do a time limit on this witch, it was maybe like you probably see a witch for maybe 45 seconds, maybe like a minute long. It's kind of weird.
It is a weird movie.
It's really weird. This movie is directed by Robert Eggers. I don't know if it's Eggers. I don't know how to say his name. I'm probably really butchering it right now. This is his directorial debut, and actually, the way this movie is shot, it is shot beautifully, I thought. There's a lot of panning shots, there's a lot of wide open shots, and the action is never lost. There's no shaky camera or anything like that. Everything is just nice and clean, and it kind of adds to the realism of the movie, because when things start to go down, the camera will like pan a certain way. But the cons, though, are that
I was lost the entire film.
Why are we lost?
Like, from the very beginning, I had no clue what was going on, and I never found out. I don't know, I was into it, but not really, because it is really confusing for me. I was there, I'm like, what is going on?
Well,
what's going on with the witch? What's going on with this? Why are they acting like that? I was like, they messed up white people.
There were a couple scenes where I was, you know, like Rob, I was confused of what was going on. Some of it had to do with the language a bit, because this movie it's old school, basically, in the sense of how they speak. And, you know, there's a bunch of these and thous and doths and King James
Yeah,
Bible.
I think it was accurate for the time, but it kind of took me out of the story a little bit.
It's true. Half the movie, it was really hard to understand what they were saying. I was okay for most of the movie, and then the ending came, and I wasn't very satisfied with the ending at all. I kind of thought it was kind of a bit of a cop-out. Kind of like, all right, that's the ending. I kind of expected something more.
Yeah, I didn't see how she got to where she was at the end of the film. But again, I was lost the entire time. Maybe if you watch it, you won't be lost. Maybe you figure it out.
Maybe you can explain to Rob what he's missing.
Leave a comment.
So this movie, like I said before, it's really well directed, well acted, and the creepy scenes, when they do happen, it is very creepy when you think about them, even though you're not, cringing and just like, and like just screaming in horror every 5 seconds. But when you think about them and reflect on them, it's a pretty good psychological horror movie. My only drawbacks are that it's just a slow pacing. And then the ending for me just wasn't very satisfying. Overall, guys, I would say that, this movie, I would say maybe just rent it in Redbox, or watch on Netflix, or if somebody buys it on DVD, I would say, wait for that.
Yeah, rent it, don't watch it in theater.
If you're wanting a horror movie where there are jump scares, or where you are going to be screaming every 5 seconds, this movie is not for you. If you're very artsy, and you like to critique and analyze and really break down scenes and stuff like that, this movie is for you. There's a lot of imagery, there's a bunch of, symbolism in this movie that would appeal to you. But overall, guys, I would suggest you guys rent it out. Alright guys, that's our quick review of The Witch. And what do you guys think? If you guys have seen the movie, don't spoil it, but leave a comment below if you liked it, if you didn't like it. And this will be the last movie we'll be making for a while. I'm taking a week off as I'll be going on vacation for a week. When I return on Monday the 29th, we will be reviewing a couple movies that weekend, the weekend of March, which we'll be reviewing. What will we be reviewing?
Zootopia, the Tango one, Foxtrot Tango.
Whatever that movie that Tina Fey's in.
Tina Fey movie?
Yeah.
And Casablanca.
And, we have this poster behind us, and it makes total sense to review this one first. Oh. Is it kind of weird that they're just over our shoulder the entire time?
Please subscribe and leave a comment.
I'm kind of creeped out right